Hello and welcome to Swing and a Crit Miss, a podcast where my friends and I play Tales of the Valiant by Kobold Press. We're not professionals, we're not amazing gamers, we're just having a good time, and we hope you will too. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and welcome to Swing and a Crit Miss. We're recording. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. So, where we last left off our adventures, we had a rather tense moment in the mountains where you were fighting a group of bandits, and there was some disagreement on the treatment of these bandits and how they would be taken care of in a succinct manner. The bandits were eventually let free with some rations after a few of them died, and there were some tense discussions following that. After that, there was a strange dream sequence between Odavius and Auran as they, as they had a dream about a strange door that they were camping next to, reaching out, grabbing them, calling Odavius the Keeper and Auran the Incarnate, and they were soon swallowed up by a giant horde of undead things before waking up and discussing that. The rest of your journey through the mountains passed very easily, and you ended up getting right past the mountains and seeing in the far off distance a large floating city across the plains of Gellen here. So, with that, we kind of started, the morning after with you guys beginning your journey. Is there anything you would like to do besides just walking towards the city at this point?
Well, out of game, you fucked up because I get find familiar now.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Switching over to a new system, we get new shit. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I must always have a cat.
So we are planning to go into the city, correct? Is that the idea we're going with right now?
I think so.
Why? Are we looking for whereabouts of Soror? Because we know he's to the south.
No, we don't. We know that he can be there, but we don't know he's there right now.
Or are we looking to get whereabouts on him?
Right.
Yeah.
Do I know of any other smaller towns on the way?
Kind of looking across this very flat plain, you can tell you probably have about another maybe week or so of journeying before you reach the large city in the sky. But you can kind of see across this flat area, there are a few farmsteads set up here and there, a couple, distant areas here and there that you would be able to stop at, see. You're not entirely sure of specifics. You know that where you are from specifically is a little bit more to the south, probably a few more weeks of journeying and walking to the south.
South from where we are currently, or south of the city?
South of the city.
Okay. And we keep just calling it Gellen, but do I know the name of the city, or at least what it used to be, if it's changed?
Sulan.
Sulan. Okay.
Sulan is the capital of Gellen.
Okay.
Has anyone ever been here before?
Yes.
Was it floating the last time you saw it?
No.
Bit of an upgrade.
Depending how you look at it.
How welcoming are they to newcomers, I wonder?
Yeah,
No idea.
have I been through there, Zach?
Not in the capital. You've probably gone a couple
Not in
places
the
here
capital.
and there, but not in the capital.
Okay. Never been to the capital. Okay.
All right.
So we can either start heading towards the capital of or Sulan to get a read on where he could be, or we just start heading south for the desert. I'm not sure on what towns or any sort of outpost there would be. After that, it might be best just to go into Sulan so we can get a map.
DM.
At the very
Yes.
least, I think.
Good.
At the very least, I think re-upping on supplies would be nice.
Given my history,
Uh-huh.
what do I remember about Gellen Sulan welcoming people that are not from Sulan?
If anything, they were a little too welcoming. Comparatively towards Talstadt, where people are usually like, these people could be very dangerous. Gellen has been a lot more of like a freedom kind of paradise, kind of do whatever you want without many restrictions on the things that you're doing within, obvious reason.
How does that reflect with law enforcement? Is it
Law
kind
enforcement?
of anarchy, or do they still keep their thumb?
There's still law enforcement for the main murder, stealing, all that stuff, but as far as how they react towards magical people, it's much more relaxed.
Mhm.
Okay.
Or magic users, I should say. You could be almost anything in Gellen and be fine, so long as you're not a monster and doing terrible things. So.
Okay. Well, shit. Shall we head toward the capital?
Yeah.
Sure.
Give it a try.
All right. You guys
Cool.
begin your journey onwards, taking in the sights as you go. As you're passing by throughout this first day, you pass by quite a few farms set up. You pass by people just living their lives, some little sheds. You notice that people are beginning to use magic, and you see, one guy taking his hands and rubbing them and casting them over the field. Get my light. And seeing his plants growing and growing and growing higher and higher and reinforcing them with magic as he's going along. And you're seeing that this is very common across everywhere. You're seeing farmers using unseen servants and mage hands to, clear out things and move things around. Very different from the very mechanical and very mundane way that Talstadt had us doing things as you were traveling around. Everything here seems to be very magical based and seems to be growing and thriving based on how effective people are at their magical abilities. And you also notice, I'll say, as you're driving around, a lot more community-based supports. You see a couple of farmhouses right next to each other and a large farmland surrounding all of them. And you see different families, different beings talking back and forth in front of these farmhouses and giving themselves, resting time, and people taking care of each other's lands in various ways and giving advice back and forth compared to a very individualistic society of Talstadt. And you begin moving beyond and looking past, and you notice as you're passing by a small group of what appears to be, maybe some 13, 14-year-old kids looking around, sees you guys, and just run up to you. And you're like, hey, who are you? You see bird-like features with a kind of a beak. Who are you? What are you doing here? What's going on? Where'd you come from?
We're just passing by.
Passing by from where?
Here and there, and a little bit of everywhere, if we're being honest.
That's a lame response.
That way.
Well-
And I point behind us.
Kind of looks back towards the mountains. You're from the mountains? Do you like live under there?
When I want to.
That's cool. So where are you guys headed?
That way, and I point in front of us.
Oh, are you going to the capital? Are you like traders? Do you have things to give? Or are you going on like official secret business?
The most secretive.
Business.
The most secretive
Gosh.
business.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't have to ask anymore. But you know, my friends and I saw you wearing a lot of shiny things, and we were wondering if you guys like were like cool fighters and had like stories of fighting that you could tell us.
We actually
Not
just fought.
particularly. Hmm.
We actually just fought the Lord of the Worms.
The Lord of the Worms? He sounds kind of
Yeah.
lame. Like,
He was lame.
did he just
He was
did he just like
very
shoot
lame.
worms out of his hands or what?
He controlled worms that were taller than me.
Okay,
They
now that's
really want to know about is the giant that we fought in the mountains
a
that was made of
giant?
nothing but stone. He hit really, really hard.
Weapons could not damage him.
It
Is he
was
like an
so-
elemental like we have over there? And you see like an elemental walking around, a wind elemental actually walking around with some vegetables in his hands or something, and then you see him like crush one in his hand, and you see him like spray using his wind, spray a bunch of seeds across the ground, and you see a farmer kind of smoking in the back, just like nodding along, watching the elemental work. You also notice that these elementals have different from the earth elementals you've been seeing. These ones have some sort of like wrist wrap or some sort of like bracer on both hands that have some glyphs glowing on them. That one's great.
Something like that. Bigger.
Bigger? That's
Bigger.
crazy.
stone and made of
That's-
stone.
That's awesome. Do you guys think you could stay and tell more stories?
Let's,
It's
well,
possible that we could come back. However,
what time of the day is it?
It's probably at this point like maybe 11 in the morning.
Yeah, we have some business to tend to, but if we find time amongst all of our adventuring, we will come back and tell you more stories.
That would be great. All right. Well, my name is Kieran. So if you come back, just ask for Kieran, and I'll get everyone, and we can listen to stories.
Actually, Kieran,
Yeah.
we are looking for. Do you guys have any maps or anything that describes the nearby area?
I mean, I can tell you a bit. I've flown around a couple places here and there. What are you wanting to know? Like, any cool spots nearby?
Any towns in between here and Sulan?
Loreth is that way, and he kind of points towards the city. Loreth is that way, probably like, I mean, as far as flying goes, I could do that in maybe like an hour, but maybe you guys on foot, probably like another like 2 hours or so of walking, and you'll get there. Probably be a good place for you to stop. But beyond that, I don't really get to fly out too far. My mom doesn't let me go too far away from here, so.
Why is that elemental wearing around its wrist?
Oh, well, you need to bind the elemental to something, otherwise it's not going to do what you need it to do.
Who does that for you? Or for the people out here?
Oh, that one? I think that one's been in my family since my great-grandfather. No, it was just my grandfather. I don't know.
Old
It's been
people.
a while. Old people. Yeah.
And I'll kind of motion to Brenin. Old people.
You're right. But that one's, been around since my entire life. I think my grandfather brought him down and, kind of harnessed him to help with the farm and helped us grow things.
Very well.
Thank you, Kieran. We'll be sure to come back and talk with you.
Okay, sounds good. And you hear, like, off in the distance, a female voice like, Kieran, where are you? And Kieran goes, oh, gotta go. And you see him, like, flap his wings, like, unfurl his arms and flap his wings and fly off into the distance. And the rest of the kids kind of scattered all around.
Great.
Well, does that change where we're going?
Could try to go to Lorith.
Could get some more information.
Seems not far. To Lorith.
All right. To Lorith. You travel for, again, probably another 2 hours, like Kieran said. Excuse me. And you end up seeing, off in the distance, a town. It's now probably like early afternoon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Or in the afternoon. And you see a small gathering of it's not like a town like you imagine in Talstadt. It's more like a larger gathering of these like farmhouses that you pass by, where like there are 2 or 3. This one has like 10 or 11 farmhouses and a very large building kind of in the center of them, all spread about with farmland all around the different areas. And you begin heading in, and as you begin passing by, you see that in front, kind of along the road, you see a man who's kind of like leaning against a wall. Sees you. All right, hey. And you see him approach. It's a small gnomish man. Walks up. All right. I haven't seen you folks before. It's my job as one of the city watchmen to ask you your purposes and where you're going to.
We're looking for information on potential missing person. We want to ask around.
A potential missing person? Specifically to Lorith?
No. Just in the area. Potentially.
Oh. Well, I am part of the City Watch, if you need some help.
Has anybody by the name of Saror Rosen come through?
Saror Rosen?
Yeah.
Bigwig up in the city?
Yes.
Yes.
He's passed through here a couple times, but he hasn't been here in maybe about 2 weeks, but he goes everywhere, so haven't seen much of him before, but...
What was he doing here 2 weeks ago?
Oh, he was stopping by for, it was when we, started debuting some more of our historical things down at the City Hall, and he kind of points to the large building over there, and he's kind of, the head archaeologist of the area, so it was actually quite amazing. We got him and not one of his, like, underlings to come by and kind of cut the ribbon of sorts of some of the artifacts we kind of have been holding on to from way back in the day.
So Sayora Rosen is a very important person.
Well, yeah, he's, very powerful mage. He's not on the council, but he is, he's influential in the city and across the area. Done a lot of good things in terms of, like, discovering things to help us out in around the area.
I thought nobody knew who was on the council.
Well, they're supposed to remain anonymous, but once you're in the council, you lose your name so that it can't be used against you.
Lose your name?
Names have power. And you kind of see it, like, wag his finger. If you know the true name of someone, you have power over them in terms of magical things and whatever. So, if you didn't know who Soror was, not on the council.
So the council, the people, okay. So anybody who has a name is not on the council.
Correct.
Okay.
I wonder how they talk to each other.
Do they use numbers?
I don't know. That's something that the council makes up. I've never been up to the council. I've never done something great enough or terrible enough to be a part of them, luckily.
What kind of merchandise is available here in Lorith?
Oh, we got a couple things, depending on what you're needing. Some people have kind of set up a little shop, kind of over by the city hall over there. They got some general goods, think they're makings. Nothing too fancy in this area, but we have our ways. If you're looking for, you're not necessarily farmers, so there may not be a whole lot of things that you're interested in. But we got some things that might be of interest for you.
Perhaps information on the area, a map.
Oh, yeah. I think if you go to City Hall and talk with our mayor, quote, you see him do like quotes, then you should be able to find something like that for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Are we free to go in?
Well, you seem like nice enough folk. Just, I see you have those some heavy weaponry on you. Just, make sure to keep those put away. Even in the rare occasion of a fist fight, don't bring those out. Just use your hands if you need to, and we'll take care of it from there.
Thanks for noticing. Ugh. And I walk.
Have a great time, and welcome to Lorith.
Thanks. All right, I'll go check out the merchandise.
Merchandise? Everyone going to the merchandise?
Yeah.
All right.
I would
Sure.
specifically like to look for a pouch that I could get some ammunition for my.
A house for what?
A pouch
A pouch.
for
Alright.
ammunition, old ammunition for my Star Sling.
All right. You guys go towards the merchandise area. You see a lot of, farming equipment, some like big bags of seed of different wheats and vegetables and things like that. You see a sorry, I lost my train of thought there. You actually, as you're approaching the market, you see behind the desk of the cashier, you see the same gnomish man sitting on a stool, kind of leaning back a little bit, head towards the wall. You see him pop up. Hello. Nice to meet you. Seems like you were let in pretty well. Well, what can I do for you?
Yes, you let us in.
Well, I guess to strangers it may seem a bit weird. That's a copy of mine.
You have illusions as your guard?
Well, illusions, yes, more a little bit of like, I took a wooden dummy and kind of gave it life and put him in charge. He at least watched things, and he can communicate back and forth from time to time, but he didn't communicate. That one's the dumb one. Didn't communicate with me ahead of time about who was entering the city. Probably just told the mayor of anything.
If it's so it's not an exact copy of you, then they can be dumber.
Well,
Smarter?
I'm the pretty one, obviously.
Of course.
Who's going to tell him?
Oh, poor soul. Well, what do you have available?
Depending on what you want, adventurers like yourself, you may not be interested in, vegetables and produce and things like that, but we have some food if you need some supplies or rations available. Kind of looks around. This one I've been trying to convince a little bit more implementation of things. I got this, and you see him pick up a sickle. This is a special sickle. It's got the ability to deal with any monstrous plants that you may find out and about while you're doing some farming. Could be of use to some of you, depending on where you're wanting to go.
Okay, how much?
Ooh, for this one, I'd be loath to part with it for less than 300 gold.
Oh, did I lose connection? Gosh darn it.
No, you're
Yeah.
still.
You're good. We're good.
Your video's
You
a
froze
little.
for a second.
Yeah.
We're a little frozen.
Gosh darn it.
We can still hear you at least.
Connection, come on.
Thank God, I fucking hate these guys.
Oh, God. So,
Okay,
side
sorry.
300 gold.
What exactly does it do? You said it deals with monstrous plants. That's quite a hefty sum for a glorified gardening tool, is it not?
Well, if I had any plant monsters, I could show you. But next time there's some sort of a treant comes by or a living vine or something, you just say the secret word and then whoosh, they all run away.
Oh, so it scares plant monsters away.
Yes.
It doesn't cut them.
And some of them, if they're really weak, they're just destroyed. It can still cut. And you see him take some grass. Pretty sharp blade overall.
Paladins no longer have that ability, do they? Technically.
The what?
In this, the channel divinity, what?
Turn undead.
That was only a cleric ability to start with,
Right.
even in 5e.
I know that with Oath of the Watchers, I was able to turn a lot of things, like abjurations or elementals, as one of my divine or channel divinities.
Oh yeah, you'll still have that if you're keeping that Oath of the Watcher subclass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
Abjure, the extra planar.
Okay. Well, anything else? Actually, what's your, what local produce do you have? What's special for this area?
Oh, we got some zucchini. Kind of picks it up. We got some pumpkins. We got, no, this one might be, depending on you guys don't seem like you're from Gellen. You might not see this. We got some, jerky plant. And you see him pick up a plant that looks a lot like beef jerky, where it's salted, dried, things like that. But you can see inside of it, it looks a lot like, what maybe a watermelon has those black seeds in it detailed. We were able to, picks up a little stand for it. We were able to combine some of the produce magically, infuse it with some stuff, and ended up with something that tastes a lot like beef, but is still a vegetable. Good for the kids.
Does it still affect your cholesterol like beef?
No. Good fiber. Lots of protein.
Boy. This would be a hot item.
Right?
How much?
We'll say for this one, we'll say a gold for 2 pounds.
Yeah, I don't like kids that much.
I'll take whatever 7 silver can get me, which is
7 silver. We'll say 1 pound for you, and you can keep 2 silver.
okay.
1 pound is going to be equivalent to 3 rations.
Perfect. Let's start the transition of equipment.
There you go.
Yeah.
1 pound of jerky plant.
Can I get essentially an assortment of produce that I can make meals for all of us?
Oh, sure. Kind of walks you through kind of the varieties they have. If you're looking for all these things, we'll say, depending on how many meals you want to make, we'll say
a week's worth.
week's worth. I'll say with that, 2 gold.
Yeah, got it.
Oh, I'm ready to move on.
I'm looking for a pouch
A pouch?
that I can, just a pouch to carry some rocks or stones or something.
Sure. Tell you what, your friend just emptied out this one, kind of shakes out the rest of loose vegetables of a pouch. Call this free for your purchase. Kind of hands it over to you. It's a little bit probably about yay big or so. Probably could handle 10 or so mid-sized gems.
Okay. And then with our switch over and I get all these rituals, can I get the ritual components here?
Say that one more time.
So all of my rituals that I got now, moving
Mhm.
over to this system, can I get all my ritual components here? Or are we
Yeah,
gonna...
so you got all your ritual spells available?
Yes. So I have augury.
Augury. Ooh.
Yes.
Give me a second. Let me get that in. Augury. All right. What are you hoping to do with augury?
Oh, I don't know. It sounded interesting. I've never used it before, so. But I just wanna get all the ritual items I need in case I do need this or do use this.
Okay. We don't have anything here, but ooh, down that house right there, and he points to a house. They have a witch down there who'd maybe be willing to part with some of the special things you need for that.
Let's see here. Do you have incense, or would that I'd probably just get all of it at the witch?
Have what?
Incense.
Incense. Might be another question for the witch. Probably has that too.
All right, I'm just gonna go down there then.
Okay.
Thanks for the pouch.
You're welcome. All right. Going to the witch's house. Anyone going anywhere else?
I guess I'll go see if we can get a map.
Okay. Going down to City Hall to see the mayor.
I also need to go get stuff from the witch's house, probably.
Okay. All right. Auran, what you doing?
I'll go to the witch.
All right. Brenin going to the city hall. Let's do Brenin first. Probably going to be the quickest. As you enter the city hall, you see a big desk kind of towards the very back, and you see a very familiar nomad sitting on the desk. Pops up. Oh, I was told you were coming. Told you needed a map.
Yes. So I've met the pretty one. I've met the dumb one. Which one are you?
Well, I'm the smart one, obviously.
Obviously. Okay.
That's why I'm the mayor.
Yes. Is he the only resident of this place?
You'll find out.
I was asking the smart one.
Oh, okay. Oh no, there's other people here. I was just kind of the one who kind of brought everything together, and everyone was like, "You do such a good job taking care of things. I'll take care of everything." So I managed to copy myself and get a couple things going. There's you've met the pretty one, you've met the dumb one, you've met the smart one. Gotta meet the tough one still, and then you have to meet. Oh, I forget what we called that one. Oh, the original. The original's still around somewhere. I don't think he's died.
Oh, I thought the pretty one was the original. I thought that's what he said.
I don't know enough to remember. It's been a long
But you're
time.
the smart one.
I am the smart one, but, I'm old. I forget things.
I get that.
So, maps. The dumb one mentioned maps.
Yeah, just general area, just towns in between here and the capital, any towns in the nearby area, whatever you have available.
Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Kind of see him ruffle through some cabinets and things. Maps. Whoosh. Pulls out a relatively older map, but it's of the entirety of Gellen, but it's very, very large and detailed, and kind of spreads it out over his desk and kind of sets the paper holders to make sure it stays. All right, so here we are, kind of points out. Traveling through, it looks like a pretty straight journey towards, you're going to the capital, right?
We believe so.
All right, well, going to the capital's pretty straight journey. Well, actually, there's only one other town between here and there, but Huh.
What's up?
Well, we just haven't heard from them in a bit.
You haven't heard from an entire town.
Yeah, we usually have, back and forth, usually have like a trade back and forth for things, but we haven't gotten any official letters or postage or messengers from them in a bit. It's a little bit off the track, maybe, not a straight shot, but one, maybe day's journey off and then back onto the path. Wouldn't be any good if they're, gone for some reason.
What's the town called?
Illarin.
Hillarin.
Illarin.
Illarin.
Yeah, used to do some festivals with them back and forth, but they haven't sent any messengers in a bit. But
How long is a bit? Couple weeks? Couple days?
probably a couple weeks, I'd say. Nothing. We haven't had any major events happening, but it's not uncommon for entire towns around this area to just up and move, depending on something weird magical happens and things just go awry and they gotta move. That's why we tend to have these just separate farmhouses and stay together as much as possible, move out in places.
Right. I've been trying to... It's been a while since I've been to Gellen, but the last time I was here, Sulan was not floating.
Oh,
How long after the rebellion did that take place?
after the rebellion, let's see, rebellion was 8 years ago, 12 years, something like that. I want to say it was about 5 or so years ago they got it floating. Big old event. They had a whole festival for it. Lasted for like 3 whole months straight.
Got it. 5 years ago. All right, so Illarin is somewhat nearby, and that's the only other town. Any other notable spots?
You may
Or
run
anything,
into
anything to avoid?
anything to avoid. I was gonna say you may run into some wild elementals depending on how well the people have taken care of them along that path. Mostly farmland through and through, but you never know what you could come across here and there. Could just be some weird experiments getting loose from Gellen or from Sulan and making their way through here. Got to travel some one way or another through that.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for the help.
Of course. Kind of gives you a little bow and tips his hat.
All right.
All right. To the witch's house. You three go to the house that was pointed out to you by the pretty one. And give a knock on the door, I assume.
Indeed.
Give a knock on the door. You hear a bunch of like... Coming! And you see like... And you hear like the classic like 30 locks just like... Head pokes out through the door. And you see not a gnome, but sorry. But a dragonborn woman, actually. Black dragonborn woman with very bright green eyes. Pokes her head out. You're new.
Indeed.
What do
You're
you
not
want?
a gnome.
I am not a gnome. What do you want?
I have recently come upon some rituals, and I would like to see about gaining the components for said rituals.
Did the gnome tell you to come here?
Yeah.
What do you need for the rituals?
I need some incense.
Incense? All right. How much
Also-
incense do you need?
The ritual isn't, this specific ritual is not,
How much monetary value does it have?
it doesn't say, it just says burning.
It doesn't
incense.
say? Okay.
No. This
Which
one
ritual is it?
dead. Speak with dead.
Did a what?
Speak with dead.
Speak with dead.
Yeah, it just says burning incense for components.
Let me pull that one up just to make sure I'm not like. Okay, I can get you some incense. We'll say 5 silver for the incense.
Okay, then I need a dried up snake rattle.
What ritual is that for?
Detect poison and disease.
Oh, okay. Another 5 silver. We'll call it a gold even for both of those.
Okay, and then I need 25 gold pieces worth of sticks, bones, or tokens for augury.
I can pull some off the shelf, but I'll get 25 gold of that.
Okay,
So 26 gold.
26 gold.
If you have a pearl worth 100 gold, and then
You think I'm made of... We're not anywhere near the sea, bud.
Sure. Do you have a stuffed animal cat?
No.
That's what the components listed for Find Familiar, okay? I didn't do it. Normally it's just some incense. That's what I'm used to.
You could probably find something later.
Okay.
All right. 26 gold. You. Orc. What do you want?
Do you have any fun items?
What kind of things are you looking for? You got... a lot of things I got are fine. Anything specific?
I said fun.
Fun? I'll still have to be more specific. I got a
Something
lot of things
to
that could do a lot
move
of
me around. How about that? Easier.
Move you around. Nothing really specific for moving around. Just got
Any damage?
damage.
Hurt my enemies?
We don't have anything. We don't have any enemies. We don't. Well, except for the fucking gnome that keeps sending strangers to my door.
It seems to be the only residents of this town is you and Gnome.
There's other people. The other people just have other things to do with themselves.
Well, I can see you're a very busy woman.
I appreciate it. Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Am I getting...
You got your stuff, yeah.
Okay. Was it sticks or bones or
Yep.
coin?
Bones.
Okay. Bones. Okay.
All right. You guys kind of reconvene back outside of the city hall. The pretty one tips his hat to you. You see the dumb one has come by and started just talking with him face to face, enjoying lovely conversation. What are you doing?
Well, we can continue on, heading straight.
I would say.
All right. You guys keep going. As you go towards the other side of the town, you see that there is another gnomish figure wearing chainmail at this point, and has a small makeshift pike, essentially. And you see him look towards you, gives you a nod. On your way. Goes back.
We'll do tough one.
And you guys continue down the path.
As we're walking by him, so he hears it in your shot, I'll turn to Brenin and be like, really? I thought he was the pretty one.
You kind of turn back. You see him like blush a little bit and like hide his face a little way. You see him like, yes. And you guys continue on your journey. Slowly fades into nighttime, and you guys notice as it slowly goes to night that the city off in the distance is just like a ball of light. Like there is a bunch of light coming off of it. It is like a shining beacon in the sky. It's not enough to be like another sun, but you can tell like lights are everywhere around that city. And you also notice just around you in general, surrounding the fields, you're seeing a lot of those kind of like will-o-wisp glowing orbs that you saw back in the frozen north, just kind of floating all around. Different elementals like working through the fields throughout the night here and there. And you guys make it towards kind of the last bit of kind of a road, not really any sort of road, but a definite path going your direction towards the evening. Would you like to set up a camp? Would you like to just kind of go off the road a little bit? What do you want to do?
Off-roading.
Okay.
I like off-roading.
Off-road.
All right, you guys kind of go off the road a little bit and set up your camp.
Is
And
there trees nearby?
there's a couple trees. Yeah.
If I can, I'll set up a hammock in the trees.
Yeah. There's plenty.
Cool.
There's like a nice little grove of trees out in the distance, kind of going by. You see surrounding you a bunch of these little just blinking fireflies, blinking back and forth all around throughout this area. As you get kind of settled in for camp and ready for bed, you kind of see off in the distance, I'll say those of you who are most perceptive, you see some farmer from their small little farmhouse look out at you, see you kind of bedding down for a bit, watches you for a second, and then just kind of settles back in, drinking a drink of some sort out on the porch of his farmhouse.
Walk over and introduce myself.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna walk over to the farmer.
Okay. You kind of take your time. It's a couple of, like, maybe 60 feet. Kind of looks at you. You guys are strange looking. Something going on?
Hello there. We are travelers, and we are headed to the capital, but we figured we would bed down for the evening. I hope that's not of any trouble to you. We certainly don't want to intrude. We're just passing by and bedding down for the night.
Yeah. So long as you don't, like, kill my crops or kill the trees you're by, should be fine. I'm not gonna.
Oh no,
bother you.
we are not here to make a footprint. We're just, like I said, we're bedding down.
Just,
May I ask your name?
Jareth.
Jareth. Nice to meet you. My name is Oda.
Nice to meet you, Oda.
Yeah, nice to meet you. And then we spend
Just,
a little bit chatting.
Oh yeah. Word of advice. Just keep an eye out of which trees you're sleeping next to you if you want to sleep in trees, like your friend there.
Oh, really?
Some of them move.
Ooh.
That would be
will,
fucking hilarious.
Just like, whoop.
I will warn my compatriots. Thank you for that warning.
How deep of a sleeper is Prim?
To just, like, not notice. Just,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. That'd be hilarious.
She's a pretty late sleeper.
there we go.
Yeah.
My hammock.
But yeah, I'll just talk with him for about an hour and then
Yeah,
eventually
you kind
go
of
back.
talk about the weather and how crops are doing and all the general kind of farmer things that they want to talk about. Just kind of very casual, nice conversation.
I hope that eased your hesitancy about us.
Of course.
I saw you were looking our way, but yeah. All right. Nice
All
to
right.
meet you, Jared.
See you later. All
All
right.
right. For the end of the night, I will use one of my new features, Comforts of Home,
Aha.
and I will prepare a meal for all of us.
Ooh.
Nice.
I think this time it'll be a nice vegetable stew
Nice.
using all the produce that's available.
Nice. Get a good vegetable stew going.
So
I'm gonna.
everybody who eats it will gain 6 temporary hit points. It's our proficiency my proficiency bonus times 2.
Nice.
Noise.
That's really
cool.
good. I like that. That's cool.
I'm gonna spend an hour with my whip stick, practicing dancing and stuff with invisible hands and whip sticks and.
You notice as you're, like, practicing and, like, making loud cracking noises, like, the farmer, Jareth, was, like, watching, and now he's, like, looking over, and now you see, like, a couple other people have come onto his porch and are just, like, watching you off in the distance. Just, like...
The noise is very intentional. Like, not. I'm trying to be loud and distracting, but it's, like, musical.
It's still a whip, so it's going to be
It's
loud
still a
either
whip,
way.
I
But
know.
yeah, it's rhythmic and things like that. They're just like watching and like, all right, and just enjoying the show really and watching you do things.
I pay them no mind half because I don't think I noticed them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
You guys settle in for the night and without too much conversation, unless
I am going to Odavius, walk with me.
Okay.
You know why I was upset yesterday?
I have a feeling. However, you seem to have thrown my feelings to the wolves for your own. And not
What
sure.
were your feelings?
They attacked us. Okay. You should not have healed him. Let them go on their way, give them the opportunity, hell, give them the information, give them a choice to make things better. But they chose to attack us. They chose to attack others before us. They chose this life. Okay? Circumstances are what brings out your inner. You see true characteristics of people when these circumstances arise. And they chose to attack. They chose to kill. They chose to hurt. They chose to steal. Okay? When you got the ones to drop their weapons, then I understand. We give them a little mercy. But there were still two that were fighting. There were still two that were attacking. And you let one of them go and healed him when he did not deserve it.
As years go by, you learn this. We are getting stronger and stronger by the day, and we need to learn how to know when to contain ourselves. I felt that they were, while they had some choice, they didn't have much choice on being homeless and having to fight to survive out in the wilderness, out in the mountains where we saw nothing. Yes, I was easy on them, but that was because we slaughtered over half their group. And of those that were slaughtered, they were running away and defenseless.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, no. But they had thrown down their weapons and had started to run away.
I can understand that. I don't feel as though I agree with the actions of our compatriot who slaughtered those who had dropped their weapons. However, the ones, the leader had no intention of doing that. And I don't get why we would heal him and give him our own rations and give him our own stuff and just let him go scot-free. It boggles.
He wasn't let go scot-free. Half of his group, the people he had talked with, who had helped each other get through harsh times, they were butchered.
He didn't care. He said they died with glorious purpose.
They paid the price.
And they are the ones that paid the price. He does not care about them. He did not show any remorse for their death. He did not show any feelings that he lost brothers in battle. He thought they were doing what they were supposed to. Their deaths meant something. He didn't break a sweat, or he didn't shed a tear over them. He said that himself. If they were meant to die, they died. He did not care. He did not care about them.
He cared.
No. Are you him?
In a way.
You're not in his head. You don't know exactly what he's thinking.
No, maybe not, but I know what it was like to be a father, to be a parental figure, and to put others ahead of yourself so that they don't see that all the pain, all of the mental fatigue that you're feeling inside. You can't show that when you're leading other people. You have to stay strong so that people don't lose hope. That's what I saw in him.
What I saw was him attacking us because he thought he could take our things. What I saw was him attacking people that I cared about. What I saw was him having ill will towards you, my best friend. I saw him having ill will towards Primrose, whom you obviously know I have a bit of a crush on. Against Auran, who recently...
I also have a crush on him.
Stop interrupting me. This is a serious moment.
Sorry.
Had ill will towards Auran, somebody who, when we started this whole journey, I didn't agree with. But I've agreed with him more lately than I have with you. But it really confuses me that we're just going to let them go with all the stuff you gave them. I agree with the second chances. Some people deserve second chances. Okay? Some people deserve that opportunity to prove themselves. But he already had that opportunity, and he chose violence. He chose to steal, kill, maim, attack. Okay? You gave him an opportunity. That's something that he could have gone out and looked for. That's something that he could have done already. And he chose to go into the mountains and attack. Black and white. Okay? He had every opportunity to make things right. Every opportunity. And he chose, because of his circumstances, to attack, to maim, to steal. That's not somebody that deserves mercy.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you didn't deserve it. But after what we did to his group, and offering a second chance, and offering mercy, and then afterwards, people being killed off. That was a slap in the face. I'm not saying that was you.
You keep talking like it is me.
No, it is not you.
I already told you I understand that. I understand that what he did was too much. They had laid down their arms, they were giving up, and Auran continued to kill. Okay, I don't agree with that. I already told you I don't agree with that. So why keep bringing it up? If you're going to have that conversation, you have that conversation with him, not me. He's the one that made those choices.
Oh, I will. Trust me.
Okay, then why do you keep bringing it up to me? I didn't make that choice.
No,
I chose to defend.
That was my reasoning in the moment. He had lost half of his group, and they were on death's door already. How was I going to expect him to get to that second chance that I offered, beaten, bloodied, slashed slashed to ribbons, and on top of that, having been 5 to 10 days, I don't remember the exact number that they said, but up to 10 days of no food, crossing the mountains, which took us weeks to cross over. How are we going to expect them to do the same to get to that second chance without the things that I offered? I was angry at the very beginning of that altercation too. I was ready to butcher all of them. But when I heard that that group was doing it because that they were starving, I know what it's like to be starving. I know what it's like to go through treacherous conditions and to fight for your life, not just your life, but the life of the people that you care for. I got emotional in that moment. When I called out that we were providing mercy for rations, I got emotional. I got memories of my past. I'm sorry.
Somebody who's dedicated his life to upholding the rule of law.
Not my life, not my entire life. That's been my life for the last 8 years. I was a completely different man before then. I'm doing that now.
Somebody who's been so at times so unbearable about following the rules and following the process of the law. It boggles my mind that there's just this sudden shift and you're willing to let murderers and stealers and people that have done way worse than people we've run into in the past, just let them go. And I'm at this point, I turn around and I walk away.
Well, that's happening. Auran, what are you doing right now?
I'm just sitting by the old campfire.
Thinking about the crush that Odavius has on him.
I was hoping and praying that the crush is on me, not on Primrose.
Oh, God.
Let it be known I was planning on doing that before that info was revealed. Anyways, I'm going to be practicing with the whip, and then I'm going to kind of cartwheel almost and flourish into the campfire, and then start walking with the walking stick towards you. And then
another dramatic entrance.
I'll kind of put my hand on my hip a little bit. And then I'll hold out my hand and say, how confident are you feeling in that body? I'll lead.
Plenty. Stand up.
And then I'm going to try and lead Auran through some sort of dance and teach him something.
Go ahead, give me performance checks, both of you.
I'll give you inspiration.
Ooh.
Fair.
Help me cheat to beat you.
D6 of inspiration.
I'm using it immediately. What is this check? What am I checking?
You also have five luck.
Oh yeah. We have 5 luck from last.
Oh yeah, you have 5 luck points from last time.
How much is it to reroll?
3.
I'm using 3.
And then what?
Sorry,
what was the check? Did you say athletics, acrobatics, performance?
Performance. Yep. It's 3 to reroll, or you can just add 5 to your roll total.
Slutty 20.
Slutty 20.
28.
Nice. You guys have a little nice mambo that you guys do back and forth. Odavius, as you kind of come back, you notice that they're just kind of dancing back and forth.
I imagine the Baldur's Gate 3 with Will, when you do the little dance.
Yeah,
you guys know?
Yeah. Going back and forth. Odavius kind of see them as you come back.
Actually, when I see them, I'm gonna stop. And
Prim doesn't notice.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of dejectedly walk to my
Okay.
where I bedroll and stuff, and
All right. Sounds good.
when they get done, I
I'm-
will warn Prim of the farmer's warning about the trees.
Oh, thank you. And then I'll hold out my hand to Oda for a quick dance.
Try to beat that. I'll slap him on the shoulder.
I hesitate for a moment, and then my hand slowly comes up.
Okay. I will inspire you as well for
Give
this.
me a performance check.
Can I be a hype man in the background encouraging? Let's go, Oda.
I'll say you can provide some music to this because before you guys were just dancing in silence.
I'm re-rolling.
3 to re-roll. You also have inspiration, so you got a d6 to add to it.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I'm gonna add it. Ooh, that's nice.
Keep rolling die and adding numbers to it.
Yeah, and I might as well. Nah, I won't do that yet. So I got a 23.
Nice.
25.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys dancing really, really nicely. And Brenin, as you kind of, if you're coming back at this moment too, if you're spending some time out, all right. Just all three of you kind of by the campfire light, just dancing around.
At some point, I'll try and get Auran back involved and do a little.
Oh yeah, you
triple
end up
dance.
doing like a little triple, like back and forth, very traditional, like partner swing around kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I want to pick up Oda to try to do a spin.
Give me a we'll say athletics roll for that.
Can I try and spot him? I feel like this is something Prim wouldn't notice.
Give me a performance check, Prim. We'll say you can like assist them, and we'll see Prim depending on your performance check.
Are you warning me about this, Auran? Or are you just picking me up?
It's a quick like you're like, oh god, and it's happening, and it's 11.
My performance is insane. It's a 22.
All right, roll with advantage with Primrose kind of helping you with the guidance. Performance.
Bloody 20, baby.
Nice. You just like Oda just whoosh up, and Prim's kind of
As
like
soon as
holding
I
on.
leave the ground, I'm like, as soon as they leave the ground, I'm like, put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down,
And
put
then
me
just
down.
quick whoosh back down for a nice little like spin and dip.
If only we had someone in the audience to hold up the 10.
The farmers are all
And-
like holding out signs now. Clapping. They've just been watching the whole time. Brenin.
As soon as Brenin gets up to our area, I will very obviously kind of my demeanor will change, and I will walk over to my area and just kind of.
What are you doing while they're dancing, Brenin?
Probably just looking at the city, shiny in the sky.
Depending on how long the dancing takes, I may go try and find Brenin as well.
How long are you gonna stay out there, Brenin?
I was gonna wait till they were asleep.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
All right.
Me or Brenin?
Brenin, I'd say either perception or investigation, since you're kind of staring intently at the city, whichever you'd prefer.
Just a 10.
10. You notice that the lights, there's, all various, like, all the same color, I should say. This, like, bright, luminous yellow kind of thing. You notice in a couple different spots around the city, there are some lights that are kind of flickering different colors of blues and greens and various different kinds and reds and kind of rainbow all across the city in small little sparkles throughout the area. Just seems like the city's very alive, and there's a lot of things happening up there.
All right.
Primrose, that's your name.
Yeah.
Primrose, how long are you going to wait until you kind of go find Brenin? Are you going to kind of wait until
I was-
Auran and Odavius are asleep?
I was thinking across Auran, Odavius, and then the three of us, it would be like about an hour, maybe.
Okay.
And then once that winds down, as they go to bed down, I will intentionally, stealthily leave.
Okay, go ahead, roll stealth.
Definitely ask as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is Brenin joining us anytime soon, Oda?
Muted.
No answer.
Difficult conversation?
He's trying to.
Still waiting.
I got a 22.
Like you're not
myself.
talking? Is that what
Yeah,
I'm hearing?
okay, yeah.
Okay.
For us, it's on the other side. There we go.
Oh, okay. He's pointing at the mute.
Yeah, he's pointing at the mute sign.
I was
Yeah.
like, what are you pointing at?
Oh, I didn't get it either.
Oops.
All right.
I'll go
Auran,
off and find.
Auran, are you gonna like try and go find Brenin too, or are you
No,
gonna settle down?
I'll settle down.
Okay. All right. Give me a stealth check, Primrose.
22.
22. Okay. All right. You're able to kind of like wait until like campfires die down enough for a little bit more darkness, and just kind of like fall out of your hammock stealthily, so no one kind of hears you just creep out.
Mhm.
And you see, kind of easy to see, Bronze Head out in a field of wheat, essentially,
Mhm.
sitting down, covered in armor, just staring at the sparkling city in front of you.
As I approach Brennan, I won't say anything, but I won't be stealthy about it. Like, I'll make my presence known.
Okay. You hear like the crunching of wheat and grass next to you, Brenin.
And then, without words, you just see like my hand kind of over your shoulder, grasping for yours, gesturing.
Just a little tap in.
The second I get contact, I'm trying to pull him up with me. Not forcefully, but like guiding you.
Okay.
All right, I'll let it happen.
This one's gonna be a little different. We haven't talked about this, Zach, but during this dance, it's gonna be much slower and much more like even keel. However, I'd like to try to use the new College of Shadows feature. I'll
Okay.
enter my Mantle of Shadows. And the way I envision this is less like shadows surrounding her and stuff. It's more like a mirror image of like shadows of me, and it's hard to tell which one is the real me, and like I'm 2 steps ahead and 2 steps behind and in the current place all at the same time because of like this manipulation of shadows. Is kind of how I envision this
Yeah.
playing out.
Yeah.
And I'll use that in the performance, and I will give Brenin inspiration as well.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll performance for both of you.
Am I allowed to use a bonus action feature?
Sure. Yeah.
You get the help action,
Oh, sick.
so
Nice.
you have advantage.
Because I feel this is important to Prim, I'm going to use my last 2 luck.
That's fair. All right. Add to that. All right. Brenin, what'd you get?
Natural 20.
I made my roll a 19 for a total of 29.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, you guys have this little dance. Brenin, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Can I inspire him for this too?
Nope.
Well, did you use it since you rolled a nat 20?
I didn't
Have you
use
used your inspiration?
before. Oh, well, technically I rolled it because I didn't know what I was rolling before.
Fair enough.
10.
As you're dancing and you're kind of surrounded by all these, small mirrors of Primrose kind of moving around, you pass by, one of those reflections, one of those copies, and for a second, you see Kara in one of them.
As we're going, and because this feature only lasts a minute, but I'd like the dance to last at least a little longer, as the shadows kind of like collapse back into myself, I'll look at Brenin and say, I mean, do you want to know the real reason why I dance? There's two. I'm very good at it, I like to think. But more than that, if people are looking at you as an attraction of sorts, they don't usually bother to ask the many questions. At least, not the ones that matter. Sort of a defense mechanism, I think. And I'm just now learning that. And as this happens, you see like a small tear in Primrose's eyes.
I do the same with the law, or my reasoning for joining the bulwark. Protection. To avoid the real problems.
Do you ever get tired of it?
You're gonna see that I'm tired of it already. Especially while we're here.
I kind of figured. I'm tired of it, yet I'm so good at it. And there's a passion here, but I don't know. I just don't know sometimes.
Same here.
I'll continue on for like another minute or two until Brenin has clearly reached his limit. At least a
Brenin-
bit.
Brenin will just bring Prim in for a long embrace.
Yeah, I'll let it happen.
Can I ask for a perception check? Is that weird?
Go for it, yeah. If you want a perception check from Primrose, go.
Sure.
One-time dice gods, please. There's two results I want. There's a natural 20.
In the embrace, Brenin is squeezing you really hard, but you can feel just little shudders, little sudden inhales of breath. Definitely sounds like trying to stifle crying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pat him on the back and kind of whisper in his ear a little bit, and it's like, we're both so tired of hiding. Let's not do it anymore. And I don't think Primrose makes noise when she cries a lot, but she's like openly crying at this point.
You might regret saying that later.
I've done more things I probably regret more. And then I'll take a deep breath. And I don't have a goddamn stuffed cat yet, so I can't go get my cat yet.
Sorry.
And I'm upset. So, depending on how long Brenin plans on staying here, I don't know.
I'll go back with you.
Okay.
And Auran, you watch them leave, hovering high above them.
Mm-hmm.
You bitch.
I knew it.
Auran, what would you like to do? You're currently in phantom form. Kind of watch that whole situation go down.
Keep an eye on the camp.
Okay.
Prim is impulsive and not wise, so once everyone goes to sleep or like beds down, she's going to try and stealth off again, and just not for anything in particular, but she's just gonna go basically do what Brenin did, but instead of sitting there, she's just gonna dance for a little bit longer.
Sure. All right. As the evening begins coming to a close, the watchful phantom of Auran looking out over everything. Auran, give me a perception check as you're kind of watching the party.
Ooh. 10.
10? You don't see anything out of the ordinary. This place in general, especially at evening versus when you were walking around in the day, is just constantly shifting. Like from the city sparkling, the landscape and lights all around you are just constantly moving, and almost like a mirage happening throughout the evening as you watch Auran, and everything's just blowing through the breeze and changing and shifting all over the place constantly. There's just an aura about this place that seems to mark it as just forever changing, no matter what people are doing around, especially in the evening. As you all eventually wake up in your journey, see the city floating ahead, and begin your journey forward as you begin walking around. Brenin, I'll say, as you're moving forward, the kind of path that you saw traced by the smart one to Ilori is kind of coming up here for you to turn on that path if that's something you're interested in.
Ilorin?
Ilorin, yeah.
Okay. No. Let it go.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. You guys begin to move ahead, and this next day's journey is fairly simple. You don't really see anyone on this path. It's not like Talstadt, where it's like a main road and you meet people passing back and forth, going different places, and guards moving different people across and different things. You pass by communities and families this entire time, walking your way past, working in the fields, elementals bound to these families, grabbing and pulling and moving things around back and forth as you go along. Every once in a while, you get, another small pack of kids without any fear come up and talk to you and ask you about yourselves and what you're doing and where you're going. But as you guys kind of make your way through this whole week of travel and kind of decompressing after some intense conversations and some intense problems that you kind of had to work through, you make your way far enough over to where you see the city is almost directly above you. And it's at this point that you see, probably for the first time, a series of armed guards. Not with any weapons. None of them appear to be carrying any weapons. They just have like maybe a half plate with like a robe mix. And you see in front of you, as you're kind of going along this path, maybe 4 of them sitting around a table with a hut in the back. And you see before you a giant crater. And all around this crater are different huts and tents and different things with the city above. And you see across, like, people selling things, people buying things. It seems like its own little, like, farmer's market around this large crater that people are gathering and just sitting underneath the city that is floating above. And as you approach, looking for a way to get up there, the guards see you, take note of your obvious difference in armament and wear. And you see one kind of talk to his friends, be like, I got this. All right, and walks up to you alone. Who goes there? Clearly not from here.
Just travelers passing through.
Not many travelers come directly to the capital unless they have business to attend to.
Does gathering of knowledge, information count as business? I'm just looking for some information that you can only find here.
Depending on the knowledge and information, may be problematic within the city, capital, particularly when we do not know who you are to begin with.
I did not clear this with the party, but we're gonna fucking go with it. Let me.
Oh fuck, we never got a name for ourselves, did we? We never talked about a name. Fuck.
Oh no, shit, we didn't do that either.
If you wanted to do that ahead of time, you've had a whole week of travel if you want to.
We don't.
Oh, we just lost a party member. So
Oh no! You can try. You can do it.
I'm here. What? What?
What's the plan as you approach the city? I should have
I
asked.
just-
Are we deciding on a name?
do we give them a fake party name?
I was going to just use the name of my troop, which I'm looking for. I
Something
can't
about mines.
remember it.
Has anybody thought of names?
I forgot.
Bopa.
Wildlife Wonders, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put all of our first letters together.
Yep.
I was trying to think, because you guys are both Dragonborn, right? Or you? Wait, is one of you a tiefling?
2 tieflings, 1 dragonborn.
Beast, a draconic beast skin. Thank
Chronic
you very much.
persons.
So technically,
thinking, like-
I'm a Siberian now.
Because like tieflings have like long nails, don't they? So we could do like scales, nails, and
Scales and nails.
I don't know.
I mean, scales, nails, and automobiles, because Athena's body is literally an automobile. For me.
Oh my god.
Scales, nails, and automobile.
All right.
What about Prim?
I'm part of
Can't leave Prim out.
I was thinking you're part of nails.
Yeah.
I could be.
But-
She's also got a pronounced tail, I think.
Scales, nails, tails, and automobile.
Oh, darn it.
All right. I think you can go with that.
AKA scat.
Scat.
No,
I mean,
snack. Snack.
technically, I think it'd be scales, tails, because I mean, I have a tail too, because we're
It'd be
both.
snat.
Will be automobiles,
Scales, tails, and
nails.
automobiles. Stop.
Automobiles, nails, tails, snails. So are the ants.
The ants.
Nice.
Nails? What scales?
Oh, scales?
Scales.
Or the axe. Oh, that's even better. The axe. ACTS.
Yes.
Automobiles. Oh, no, it's S.
Yeah, it's S.
I don't remember. This is.
No, we
Or
have
the ACT.
you said snails before, but
It's
I-
nail.
it's snails. Scales.
Scales.
I said it that time.
Automobiles, nails, scales,
Scales and
No.
tails.
And tails.
tails, scales.
So what are the 4 letters? We got A.
A,
Yeah, tails.
Wait, can we fuck this up?
N, nails.
Yep.
Yeah.
T,
Auto-
tails.
So
S,
ants work.
scales.
Ants.
Ants.
Or some ants.
Antworth,
Tans.
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 Nat.
Gnats.
Stan.
Stan. We're Stan.
Stan. Putting in Discord, but we can start with that.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
So we're just staying
Uh,
now.
we're
just
staying.
regular Stan.
Stan.
Anyways, the lie. I was gonna do a half truth.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
I'm part of the traveling troupe of the Wildlife Wonders. We have been nearby through here occasionally. We are, you may have noticed, on a type of sabbatical recently, and on said sabbatical, we each spread to different parts of the world to research different magics and ways we can enhance our performance. So I was wondering, perhaps with a performance lined up in the future in tow, if me and my compatriots could have access to research said potential new forms and new abilities in order to enhance the performance.
Have you been in the city before with the Wildlife Wanderers?
We've been in the surrounding cities. I imagine we have been to like shit, I already forgot the name. I wrote it down though. But I imagine we've been to like Loreth and stuff like that.
All right.
We've been to the surrounding cities.
All right.
I'm sure members of those cities can vouch for our performances and our authenticity.
Go ahead. Roll persuasion.
Yay. Let's do it. 22.
Okay. It'll be 5 gold for entry each. We have to keep up the teleport somehow.
5 gold.
I'll hand him 20, and then I'll give him.
I hold on. I pull your hand back as the person with the least amount of gold in the group. I will give 20 gold.
All right. Thank you. Follow me. We'll get you up into the city. And you see he leads you right to the edge of a crater where there is a stair built. And it leads down to just a very large portal circle that you can see from the top of the crater to the bottom of the crater.
Beat me up, Scotty.
Walks you down. Stand on that mark.
Yeah, and we'll.
Now, for those of you who may not be used to teleportation magic, you're going to feel a sudden rush of air, and then you will be transported to the portal room within the city. We will communicate with them, let them know what you're here for, so they shouldn't have to detain you for any reason. Now, obviously, try not to do anything terrible in the city. Standard laws of here apply. Oh, by the way, if any of you ate recently, I do apologize. And you see him like slap his hands together and then push down on the circle, and you guys just feel a whoosh of air as your bodies just are transported, and then a sudden slam into the ground. As you are brought into the middle of a portal room, you see some guards kind of standing by, look towards you. This is your first time teleporting. I'm going to say give me constitution checks, or constitution saving throws, everyone.
Damn, I'm rolling well tonight.
Bitch. It makes sense, I guess. 4.
If you still have full luck, use it now, because if you failed this roll, you have to roll on what your luck is going to be after this. You can't have more than 5, so if you gain 1 more after this, you roll a d4, and that's the amount of luck you get back. So spend your luck if you're full.
5.
Sorry, give me 1 sec. Auran, go.
12.
Brenin.
5.
Odavius.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Primrose.
19.
Okay. Brenin, out of all the party, you find yourself just suddenly losing whatever food you've eaten before as the sudden rush and slam to the ground, and you see one of the guards go, "We got another one. Send in the janitor."
5x6.
You guys don't just snap your fingers and it can go away?
You see,
I don't
as
know
he
that
calls
style.
for someone snaps their finger with the janitor, you see an animated mop bucket just going without a person and just slowly mopping it.
Yeah, I didn't lose my temporary hit points, right? Because
No.
of that?
You're good on that. All right, you are now in the city of Sulan. Bleh. What are you doing first? I'll say you're still kind of in the portal room if you want to ask the guards any questions about places or things, but is there any place in particular you want to set?
Nearby inns, the performance hotspots, and nearby like libraries or research centers.
Lots of libraries, depending on what purposes you're going for. If you're going more historical, kind of takes out like a little pamphlet of the city. Going to go here for the historical, here for magical studies, and here for genealogical research.
Most of those could be of use. Did we have a time limit in the city? As long as we pay our way for...
As long as you don't cause trouble.
Alrighty.
And
And
then,
then
if you're looking for an inn, if you're looking for a very nice resort, the Silver Quail, a little bit more expensive. Other than that, Magic Carpet is the run-of-the-mill option for everyone. If you're really desperate, find a place on the side of the road to sleep.
is there any particular place that is looking for talent?
The inns would be the best place to try. Other than that, a couple businesses around. You could try.
I just wasn't sure if the inns were booked or if they're pretty open about there.
I would have no idea. You'd have to ask
Fair
them.
enough. Alrighty, thank you.
What about magical items?
Magical items. Pick a shop.
I will do that.
All right, guys, head out with kind of this little pamphlet map. Where would you like to go, or people going different places for different things?
Oran's
I'll go
going
to the
to a
magic shop.
Yeah, I kinda
Auran's
wanna
going
go
to the
a
magic
shop.
shop. Anyone want to join Auran for the magic shop?
I'll me.
Go ahead.
Primrose, okay.
I'll join.
Anyone else?
Let's
I'm
stick
gonna-
let's stick Brenin and Oda awkwardly in the city together, full of magic, and let them.
Let them
Hash
just
it out.
get real uncomfortable for a sec.
I am going to go secure rooms at the Magic Carpet, which is the run-of-the-mill one, right?
Say that one more time for me.
I'm gonna go secure rooms at the Magic Carpet, which I think was the
The
run.
magic carpet. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Head that way. Alrighty. Brennan, what are you doing?
Guess I'll just take a walk around, see what I find.
Okay. All right. We'll start with the magic shop, folks. Get to the magic shop. Let me pull up my little magic shop things. There we go. Hold on. Find the right thing. Sorry. You go to this place. Is there a particular item in general that you're looking for?
I'm
Like
looking
type of
for
item, potions, weapons, armor.
in order. I'm looking for a fucking stuffed cat.
Okay.
For great familiar. I'm looking for a potentially way to like magically bolster my defense, like a ring of protection or something maybe,
Okay.
and then a pearl worth 100 gold.
Okay. All right. What are you looking for, Auran?
I would like to find like a change shirt. Actually, I already have that on the zombie, don't I? I do. Yeah, something for defense would be good. Maybe a cloak of protection or something like that. And then,
Okay.
I guess we'll see.
All right. I'll pull up my armor thing.
Yeah, we don't have like actual items or with the PDF that was provided, right? We don't
It
have
is
like
in the player's guide, actually.
where is it?
So yeah, there's no more 5e items. Like all the items are in TOV.
Technically, yes, but like they're basically the same. So like if you're looking for something in general, you can find it pretty easily. But it is in the player's guide, page 157.
It's not a ring of protection. It's a band of armor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
What page?
153, I believe. 157, sorry.
All right. What's that?
So, all right. But I got my little things here. So,
I'm especially interested in rings, I guess.
rings. Okay. Walk into a shop that seems to have some goods going on. If you're looking for rings in particular, you see a little booth with like a tray of rings set up there, and you see a kobold. Old kobold, green, haggard looking. Interested in some magical rings? What can I get for you?
Man, what do you have here?
Oh, I got a lot of things. I got rings that help you jump. I I got rings that shield your mind away from things. I got rings that allow you to knock things down very easily. Rings of water walking, all depending on what you need.
Knock things down.
Oh, yes. Takes out a small ring, and it has a ram on it. With this thing, you can make an attack and have a ram's head come out and poof, hit someone.
So is that an action, or is that taking an attack action? So if I had double or extra attack, I could use one attack action.
Metagame, it's an action.
It is a full action to use.
Full action. Yep.
Okay. Keep going. Is that it?
Well, I have other things. Ring of Protections. I have
What was that?
Ring of Protection.
Yeah.
This one, well, I wouldn't be willing to part for it for anything more than 1,000 gold.
Unfortunately, I only brought 2,000 gold. And I can't spend half of it in one place, so.
Nah, that is always an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So much money.
The prices in this book is a little more than what we're able to afford.
Yeah.
I don't
They
see
do get pricey.
enchanted magic items.
Like in pages 160.
Oh,
The
shit.
item
That
we're looking
thing-
for, Eric, is at page 187. And
Whoa.
1,000 gold compared to the book is a steal.
You guys haven't gotten paid for a quest recently, so.
Yeah.
Well, we did, but only, what was it, 2,000 gold between the, not, 1,000
200
gold?
apiece.
200 apiece, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Prim doesn't get paid a lot.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are expensive things. And it is a rare ring, so.
I do think prices might be like a little inflated compared to 5e, because like
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember uncommon items being 1,500 gold, but I could
They
be
can
wrong.
get up there, but
What
these
about
are a little bit more expensive. And I will be, compensating you for that a little bit more.
Yes.
what about the bracers of baleful reprisal on page 167?
On
Top right.
67. Baleful Reprisal.
Geez, the Hat of Disguise is still 1,500. The Gloves of Swimming and Climbing are 1,000 gold. Ha, I got that for a steal.
Sell them.
I'd say Bracers of Baleful Reprisal, you could get those for 50 gold.
That would stack with my thing. That'd be pretty good. With my Bane thing where I do
Yeah.
my score already.
Just use a reaction for it.
Yeah, pretty good.
My goodness.
Are all these things in here?
Yep, I'd say you'd be able to find any of these things if you wanted, but the prices are pretty darn firm. And you guys don't have a lot of money at this point.
All right, give me those bracers, boy.
Bracers? Okay.
Wow.
Bracers of Baleful Reprisal.
I'd like to haggle for 49 gold.
No.
Damn it. You drive a hard bargain.
I know my ways around the shop.
I'll
Just going
compliment
various
you.
magic shops, shopping for things.
I'll ask for a skincare routine. Incredible looking.
Well, you take some ooze of a wizard that they've disposed of, and it
Oh, yeah.
Burns
love
a little.
Slathering that ooze on my body. Love that.
a little burn. It burns away all the dead skin cells. And then
My
you're good.
boots of striding and springing, by the way, are worth 1,000 gold apparently.
If you want to sell shit, you can sell shit.
No, I won't. Not those, at least, because I didn't buy them.
Again, you guys haven't gotten paid for something recently, so
Yeah. I do want to get that pearl then, and the basically the components for my ritual spells.
Oh my god, can this
Okay.
one fuck off?
so pearl worth 100 gold.
And then I'll get 2 stuffed cats.
Okay,
It's basically the incense for...
we'll say total 110 gold.
Cool. We'll take
Quick
that.
look-see here. Hey, if we pull together our money, we can get the Cloak of Arachnida for 31,000 gold.
Jeez. How much is the Cloak of Billowing? That must be worth like a 500 gold at least.
Common items are
Is it in
cheaper,
here?
so
Yeah,
think
no,
they have a
those
Cloak
I've
of-
noticed are like 100 gold.
Cloak of Billowing. I don't think there's a Cloak of Billowing. Sorry to say.
No.
Sorry.
How could they?
Sorry. All right. As you guys are kind of looking through that list, I'll go
I'll
over.
keep looking so you can
Yeah.
you can cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brenin, we'll go to you. Is there anything in particular that you would like to do?
I want to keep an eye out for shady business.
Shady business. Anything in particular, like a drug deal, people stealing, just anything?
Anything.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Let's see. I'll add 1 luck to that to make it a 15.
15. I'll say you kind of pass by some dark corners of areas, finding your way, looking around. And off in one of these sort of alleyways, you see two folks just kind of looking around. And you see one pass a bag of something to the other, and the other one take another bag of something. And one stays there and kind of like looks in. You hear a jingle come from the bag, and the other person starts walking away.
Okay. I won't do anything. I'm marking where these kind of activities are happening within the city.
Mhm.
I just kind of want to do that until we all kind of get together at the
Yeah,
end.
you kind of just mark a couple shady areas, a couple weird deals back and forth, mostly kind of in the back alleys area, not right out in the open. And then we'll go to Mr. Odavius. Mr. Odavius, you kind of navigate your way going towards the magic carpet, passing by a couple people. I'd like you to make a perception check for me. Mute. Mike,
Sorry,
you're good.
13.
13. There's a lot of people. It's like these streets are very crowded and closed together compared to like Tallstadt, where there's a lot of open space for people to move about. But you're like going in between, back and forth a couple places here. But as you make your way towards the Magic Carpet Inn, you see it. There's kind of like just a fancy carpet that's just kind of floating over top of it and stuff. And as you walk in, you see an air ganassi, a air elemental folk imbued with the element of air. Takes a look at you. Sorry, brain fart. Give me an insight check. Actually, as he sees you.
24.
This person seems very nervous. Well, welcome to my establishment. It's good to see you. What can I get for you, good sir?
My compatriots and I have come into town, and I was looking for a place for all of us to bed down for the evening, or however long we're going to be here. So.
Compatriots. How many of there are there?
4 of us total.
Four of us. Okay. All right. Let's see. Would you like to buy the room for the week? Would you like to go day by day? Day by day, it's 5 silver for room. That includes the room and a meal in the morning. If you were to go by the week, that would be 5, 10. That would be 2 gold for the entire week.
Had we talked about before this how long we planned on staying?
Not really.
No, not really. We'll go day by day for now. If things change, we'll get back to you about.
Of course. All right. Fantastic. Is it all individual rooms or is it all together?
individual.
All right. So for just the day for 4, that'll be 2 gold for 4 rooms.
Okay.
All right.
And then I assume there's a bar area.
Wonderful. And you see him hand 4 keys to you, and you see him kind of back away and go about his business, kind of just sweeping up, mopping about.
Then I'm just gonna go drink.
Okay, sounds
And,
good.
The first one I get, I will down immediately. And yeah, I'm
All right, Auran
drinking
and
away some problems right now.
all right, Auran and Primrose. What are we buying?
There's a couple silly little things in here.
Depends on how much money
All
you got.
right. It's 50 gold pieces per. There's the Periep, the small and mighty, which basically lets you do the Brenin thing where you can use the help action as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to use a luck to recharge it every time you do.
Mm-hmm.
But the one I'm interested in is the Pendulous Periept.
Pendulous.
It's a necklace, and when I make a weapon attack, I can forego rolling to critically fail. However, the next attack I make is a critical hit, no roll required.
Interesting.
That pendulum spell is nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes back and forth. It's weird. All right, going for that.
I wanna try it.
All right, sounds good. Go ahead, buy it for the price you see it at.
Cool. I gotta put that somewhere.
Make sure you're keeping track of your attunements.
I don't think it says it needs.
Nope, it'll
attunement.
say in parentheses requires attunements.
Yeah, I want the okay.
How many attunements do we have? Is it 3?
3. Yep.
Okay.
All right. As you guys all kind of finish up your buying, Auran, was there anything you wanted to get at all?
Nah, I'm good.
Alrighty. You guys end up kind of reconvening back at the Magic Carpet Inn. Odavius is a couple drinks in here and there as he's gone. Auran and Primrose. You look and you see Ro, the air elemental Ganassi friend, working at the front bar.
Oh, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as he sees Primrose walk in, you see him just turn around and walk out into the back door towards the kitchen.
Excuse me.
You see him pause for a second.
What does it take to get some service around here? Damn it.
I'm sorry. We're going to. I'll get someone. I'm going on my break, and you see him just out.
I'll follow him.
As the door closes, I'm like, "Aw, he was really helpful."
Damn it, Oda. It's the middle of the day. Oda, calm down. Oda.
All right.
I'll give Auran a look. Does he want to go this alone or does he want me there?
I'll go alone.
Okay, I'll sit across from Oda.
Okay. So, Primrose.
follow.
Primrose. You're going with or staying?
I'm staying.
Okay.
Because
All right. Auran, you're following him, and you just kind of open the door. You see a couple people working in the kitchen. Ro, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Dark over here. I need to get a light. 11.
11. You see no sign of Ro.
All right, where'd he go?
You see the cooks all look over. What? What are you talking about?
The bartender, my friend.
Bartender wasn't here.
Did he look down under the below where he was working to check on what he should say?
Hid behind the bar. No, he went through the door. You saw him open the door and have it close behind before you entered.
I'd like to insight check them.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Seven.
How much? Sorry.
7.
7. looks like he's kind of telling the truth. It's, I'll say for the sake of flavor, this is like an insectoid man. He has multiple arms, and he's like got pots, like all arms handling different pots and things.
Well, you're a hard one to read. However, he's an old friend of mine. I just wish to catch up. Are you sure he didn't just walk in here literally a second before I walked in here?
Depends on who's looking for him.
Like I said, an old friend. Mean him no harm.
A wealthy friend?
Maybe before I went to the magic shop.
Ah, that'll always get you.
Would a gold help soothe your tongue?
I make that, pretty well here.
How well?
Ugh.
You're trying to get Iowa prices in California right now.
For 10 gold, I can make you a soup that's really nice.
That's a bit steep.
It's a really good soup.
I'll whisper, Bro, get out here. What are you doing hiding from me?
You hear a soft whisper in your head. I'm hiding from the Bulwark members you're traveling with, you idiot.
They're not here to capture you. Just let's talk back here. They're not coming back here.
And you see, after a little bit, kind of coalescing in a wind, in a slight tornado and a whirlwind, Ro kind of forms back.
Glad to see you still alive. I didn't know after you escaped.
Were you looking for me? Is that why you're here?
No, actually, we just stumbled into you.
Well, I
You're
told you I
looking
was
for,
coming over here. This way.
Well, yes, but I didn't think I'd just find you out and about, to be honest. I thought you'd be either dead or in hiding.
Well, this is in hiding, and to be honest, I thought you'd be at a much more expensive place than this one.
Come on. Gotta roll around in the sand with the common folk every now and again.
You did always have expensive tastes, but,
How was you escaped pretty scot-free then? Last time we spoke.
Ish. I'm sure there's still people out and about looking for me, but no one's really going to be crossing over the border anytime soon for much things over here. Plus, literally floating in the sky offers a lot of protection.
Did you ever find out the event that took place leading to your swift departure? Do you know why they were a target?
Not really my place to ask questions. I just get sent to be an assassin. No one really tells me the details. I get paid good money to not ask questions.
Very well. We are looking for someone. Someone you're probably surprised to hear me say. Siror Ozen.
Oh, shit. What are you looking for him for?
We basically have a message for him from an old friend.
Yeah, right.
Elise.
Elise, took us to her mansion, gives us a mission. Which one? Who's Elise again?
Elise is the blue tiefling woman.
From
Tosh.
Oh.
She was involved in all the going
with the lunar
shadow
demon.
Yeah, with the demon thing, she was down there.
Yeah, a lot of the mind magic, mind reading.
Yep.
And she told us to go meet with Siror Ozen, who trades magical artifacts. He
might
Why
have
are we-
something to help us, I think.
Yeah, what do we need to talk to him again?
The main thing you were going to do is basically say, hey, you mages should look into this, because if it's happening here in Talstadt, chances are something like this could be happening in Gellen.
It's
So,
it's a bigger thing than the dispute between
Right.
the borders.
Right.
I guess the group that I'm with we need to deliver a message to have some of the mages keep their eyes open. I guess look into some oddities that are happening. I might not want to be there, But yeah.
Well, I mean, really, he may not even recognize you, but he could because, he's kind of a powerful wizard and does a lot of things.
Yes, I would fear he would. I don't know what the outcome would be, so might steer clear. But anyway, do you know typically where we could find him or how people speak with him?
Usually he's at the Historical Society. That's kind of where his office is at. If he's not
That's here in town?
Yeah, kind of gives you a direction for it. It's, I don't think I've heard of him going on a expedition anytime recently. He might still be there, but he goes wherever he wants is kind of what he does. I haven't really seen him. He doesn't come down this way ever, so figured it would be safest to be right under his nose, considering we still kind of owe him for our last heist.
Yes, I'm surprised to find you here for that reason.
Again,
I guess you'll hope that he doesn't walk through the door.
well, if he comes through here, he has a lot more problems than you and I do, because he is broke at that point. No one comes here unless they don't have any money. Now, I'll be honest. He may have forgotten about our, little failure of the heist, but, so you may be able to talk with him and have him not even really care who you are, but he'll definitely know something's up with you, for sure.
Yes, I feel forgive and forget is probably not one of a almost court wizard's qualities.
Well, that tablet doesn't exist anymore, so there's not much he can do about it.
Yes. We'll probably be staying here for a few nights. Perhaps you could keep an eye out and let me know if anything comes across. It's good to see you again.
Of course, good to see you as well. You haven't had, the other members of our heist. You haven't heard anything about them, have you?
I haven't. I figured they perished.
That's what I'm wondering, but, I thought I was the only one who got out of there. But then you showed up. So I've been kind of thinking about whether they might still be alive somewhere out there.
Perhaps. Well, I don't want to keep you from your duties and your dutiful, high-striving, pay-for-payment boss here, or cook. I will let you be.
Insect Man is like, I know my worth. Just keeps cooking.
Play. I'll walk out. I'll hold the door open for Ro to come behind me.
Okay. Ro does exit and kind of takes a weary look towards Brenin and Odavius before just kind of turning and going off to the other corner to take care of some other guests first.
Time I need another job. Where'd it go?
All right. You're all gathered at the magic carpet?
I'm gonna try and find the owner of this establishment.
Okay. Kind of look around. You see Ro.
Is he the owner?
No, definitely does not look like the owner, but
I was about to say, I'll
he'd be
go
the
to
only
Ro.
person around right now that you can ask. It's a rather small establishment.
I'll walk up to Ro.
You see him kind of tap his shoulder and you're like, oh, it's you. Hi. How are you doing?
Nothing.
Good to see you.
Nothing personal. I just I'd like to talk to the owner of this establishment to see if I could trade services for board, food for a few days.
All right. Well, he's in the back right now. I'll go talk to him. You see him go in the back.
Thank you, Ro.
Big mistake.
And you guys
Big
all
mistake.
see insectoid man with 4 arms kind of walk out with an apron on, kind of splotched all over. All right, her? You see a point with 2 limbs. All right. What do you want? Performances, exchange for something?
I'm a dancer of sorts. I was part of a relatively well-known troupe that would travel in surrounding areas before, I was wondering if I could perform on your stage and in return just get some night stays and some food. No
Now
cash.
we don't have a stage.
All I need is a table.
How much are we talking?
Board and food. And the tab might be a bit pricey as I look over at Oda, but no coin exchanged.
Board and food for just you? Or for
For
others?
my group.
For your group.
For my group of 4.
How long are you going to be staying, do you think?
No more than a week. I expect maybe 3 days.
3 days. Let's see. 3 days for 4, so 2 gold each day, 6 gold.
Trust me, my performances are worth more than that. But I just like performing. And for you, I'd do it for a discount value.
Make a persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. I'll give you room and board for the 3 days, but after that you gotta pay. And still perform if you're staying here.
After 3 days, if we're still here, sure.
And
Our
I'm a fair
contract
man.
will end. Our
I'm a fair
contract will
man.
end after 3 days. Our
Mhm.
contract will end. Deal?
I keep all tips then.
I don't know about that. The dancing is the one thing that I earn my money on, as I'm sure this establishment is the one thing that you earn your money on. How about this? If my performance doesn't get you any new customers, you can keep the tips. However, I don't think that will be the case. I'm betting on myself. Do you want to bet against me?
All right. Deal. Kind of sticks out 2 hands.
I will
2
grab him and
insect hands.
shake.
Grab one hand. He sticks out the other one, grabs your other hand, shakes with both of them on one side. Yep. All right. Well, set yourself up a stage. Have your... if he drinks any more, I may not have you cover his tab. Just saying.
I think it'll be a one-night thing.
I'll hold you to it. All right. Set yourself up a stage. We'll talk
Okay.
later. Goes back into the kitchen.
I'll walk on back.
Better luck than I did.
I've been working on my charm for a little bit longer, I think. It's a tool. I can teach you sometime.
Wait, what did you do?
I secured room and board for 3 days and your tab, and I look at Oda and his drinks for the night.
Paid for the night.
I kind of figured. It's okay, Oda. Mostly this is...
Oh, where's my 2 gold then? What?
You are
They need to
drinking
give it
it
back.
right now. Oda, you are drinking your 2 gold right now.
Same dude.
All
Got the nice stuff.
right. Yeah, I'll set up like basically 2 tables, maybe 3 that I can like leap between and do some fancy. I will not use the whip. I'll go back to like the ribbons and the bells
Okay.
on the ankles and OG performance routines with new enhanced magical like invisible hands and
Yeah.
minor illusions and stuff.
All right. Go ahead and roll a performance check with that.
Yay. Uh, 25.
Yeah.
A plus 10 on performance does wonders when all you do is perform.
You get 10 gold in tips as for the evening as you begin performing.
Cool. Do new customers come in?
So, by word, not tonight. Not tonight. But word is starting to spread about some performances happening at the Magic Carpet.
Cool.
All right. You guys are all kind of gathered around. anything you want to do while Prim is dancing, or come back after she is done? Brenin, do you need to have a heart-to-heart with Auran?
Mom is away right now.
Gonna do it. Whatever. Auran, come by my room later tonight. We'll talk. Cool.
Nod.
Who in trouble?
Unless anything else happens, I'll finish my performance. 20 minutes or so. Front flip off the stage, land, and then just briskly walk over to the table.
Okay. You see the insectoid man clapping all 4 of his limbs.
I told you.
Odavius claps awkwardly long.
Well, may have to renegotiate the contract once it's up.
We shall see. I know my worth.
Me too. That goes back. All right. As you all 4 are gathered, Oda still drinking, I'm assuming, because 2 gold can get you a lot of drinks here. Spending his time. What are you gonna do? What are you talking about? You got a plan on what you're doing here?
All right. Researching into Soror Ozen. What I said below was not necessarily a lie. I would like to do a little research into that, but
yeah.
Is there any other?
That's the priority while we're here.
Is there any other points of interest?
Speaking with the bartender, I noticed, or I was told about the historical
society.
It's in my notes. I swear, I just can't find it right now. The historical society is typically where this Soror Ozen likes to keep himself. So perhaps we could ask around there to see if he's even in town.
Don't know if we want to do full frontal assault on it, quote unquote, immediately.
No, just not go there, but perhaps we could ask around to see if he is here.
See if there's a list of members somewhere.
We can take our time.
Yeah.
No rush.
Well, we have at least 3 days here, and then given hopefully reputation increases, we can either move from here, or seems like our presence isn't unwanted right now.
For once.
For once.
Pick up from Odavius.
So, investigate this history center. Potential hit the libraries. Anything else?
Nothing specific.
I'm sure we'll find something to do while we're here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys make your way after the evening. Odavius probably needs some help getting up to the rooms at the top floor. Getting carried by someone, whoever that wants to be.
I'll carry him.
I can get myself. I'm gonna.
Yeah, sure you can.
Kind of stumbles up before you kind of grab him.
I push Brenin away and I go over to Auran.
Okay, Auran kind of whoop.
Come on, little man.
Who are you calling little?
Auran, I'll say, as you're kind of going up, you look back and Rose just kind of looking at your group, still a little bit frightened of, particularly less so of Odavius at this point, but still looking at Brenin with fuck. And
I'll flutter my eyebrows at him.
Mm-hmm. And you all make your way into your own separate bedrooms. Auran, would you like to go visit Brenin, or would you like to just ignore him?
What a power move. I'll go knock on his door.
Okay. Knock on his door. Opens it up. All right.
Someone in.
Hello. I'll have a seat. I'll have a sit.
On my way up, I am gonna order some kind of special alcohol. I know not. Adrian knows nothing about alcohol. We'll just say it's a nice whiskey.
Nice whiskey? Okay, I'd say that'd be, yeah, it's a very wheat,
How about
barley
some
grown
Yellowstone?
country. And some Yellowstone? We know about Yellowstone.
Do.
All right. You guys get, how nice do you want to get is the question.
Let's do 5 gold.
5 gold? Okay, that's pretty nice. Yeah. A little bit, like, not like top shelf, but like mid-top shelf whiskey. Kind of bring it in and have it ready already, I'm assuming, before Auran comes in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
As I close the door, with my back turned toward him, I will cast See Invisibility. I want to look to make sure nobody's listening in.
I have to think of something really quick.
Why, Zachary?
There is no one with you in the room. There's no, like, sparkles of, like, a person. Doesn't seem there's anyone else in there.
No orbs.
No orbs. Nope.
Okay.
No orbs, no sparking up of, you know, a person or thing that is invisible.
Okay. You're sus, but I'll take it.
I had to think of a certain person's ability and how it would pertain towards that magical effect.
So I have that up for an hour while we're talking. I pour out 2 glasses. Clink.
Take a sip.
Auran, I never asked you about your past. I kind of didn't want to, but at this point, I need to ask now. What were you like before this happened?
Brenin, I feel like I was starting to
I'm
get
sorry.
to know you.
You need more drink. Here, I'll top you off.
I feel like I was starting to get to know you. And then the events occurred, however many days it's been now. And now I feel like I don't. What guided your actions to take pity on, or take mercy and heal and set on their way people of that caliber?
You did that.
What do you mean?
I offered mercy. You struck down half the group.
You offered mercy before I killed any of them. So
Yes,
you were
I did.
planning to give them mercy before I did anything. So why did you do that?
I was planning to just give rations at that point and have them be on their way because they were not worth it at the time. They were attacking us, sure, but by the time over half the group was leaving from all of the comments they made about being hungry and having no food for many days, I thought it would be best as a more peaceful resolution to just offer mercy, give them food, and we'll all be on our way.
What if before you could react they killed Odavius?
And I would kill them.
Correct. Don't you think that that when we asked them how many they had pillaged and murdered prior to us, they said, too many to count. Couldn't even put a number on it. They didn't care. Don't you think those souls that were lost to their pillage are worth defending and avenging, killing them? Just like you would avenge Odavius' life by taking theirs?
Well, you took care of half of them.
2.
More than that.
They all deserve to
You
die.
attempted to strike down more.
No, I'm pretty sure I think I swung and killed 2. And I stopped at the
Yep,
third.
you killed 2 because you caught the 2 in your run with the arms, and the other one was free and did not take full damage. But you killed 2.
They all deserve to die. Why are you trying to make me feel sympathy or empathy for murderers? I feel like we are looking too deeply into this.
Maybe I was. Do you remember what it's like to be hungry?
I like to think I do, yes.
How long ago was that?
Shit.
It's been 10 years, I think.
How long ago since the kaboom?
Since the kaboom, 20 years.
Okay, so
Yeah.
about probably 10. So
Mhm.
about 10 years. I kind of feel hungry all the time now, but it's a little different.
How so?
It feels like hunger comes like it's a gnawing annoyance where if you don't nourish yourself, it begins to deteriorate your body and irritate you. But now it feels just like a void that I cannot fill. It's more like a headache that's just always there in your pit of your stomach, no matter how much you drink. I'm sure this is fine whiskey, by the way, if I could taste it, or eat. It just doesn't have an effect. Doesn't quite deteriorate my body like it would an organic like yourself, but different.
In our time together, how many people have perished by our blade? In our time, not many.
Not many.
In many times, we've found other resolutions to avoid full-on attacking. But when necessary, we have taken down the enemies that were needed, specifically non-human enemies, things that have lost their humanity. We've struck them down in order to protect, for me, in order to protect the people of Talstadt. In that moment, on your black shadowy steed, in a chasm full of skeletal hands and blackness, that moment I thought you were heading down the path of losing your humanity. When they were running, we could have let them go. We could, and maybe they didn't deserve it. But at that time, they were not a threat. And you still went ahead and slew two of them who were trying to run away. When we first met, both Odavius and I, we felt the darkness from you, obviously. We were skeptical of you. We were afraid of you. But the time that I believed to give you a chance, because it was when you found my drawing, the sketch, the portrait of my daughter and my wife. In that moment, you showed that you were still human. That's why I kept you giving that chance. It's why I skirted around laws, rules, everything that the Bulwark told me not to do, to be skeptic of these extra planar beings, things that stalk us in the night now after these 20 years since the apocalypse. All of my training that I had over a decade had told me that I should not let that you should have been contained somehow, one way or another. But you showed me that there's still a chance for you. In the mountains. That's when I started to doubt again.
Based on your answer, how you would avenge Odavius or for sure your family, if your family was looking for you and they were slain by mountain bandits, you would of course go to the mountain and you would kill these bandits to avenge them. When they scattered, or threw down their arms, and you were going to give them mercy, I was very aware of what you were going to do. Confused by your judgment, because they would only scatter to come back together again to kill more. I find that you had a severe lack of judgment in the mountains, and that you allowed more evil to go on in this world because of a odd reclamation in your brain. Those people only know killing and taking from others, and they will soon revert back to it, no matter how much you give them, how much of it you think opportunity to go back to the cities. They stayed up there for years. They didn't care about each other, they cared about killing others. By slaying all of them, we would have made that mountain crossing perhaps a little safer for the next family to move through, for the next mother, father, brother to travel through to find their family members. You say that I lost my humanity a bit, killing them. I think I gained it more than ever, protecting others. Something you promised to do with your life, swearing it to the bulwark. I question that now as well.
As you should.
If they would have came out with diplomacy and asked for food and we would have just killed them, absolutely right. That is foolish of us and brash, and we shouldn't do that. But trying to take the life of my friends, something that I really haven't had in my existence, I was not going to let that slide. Especially when we were going to give aid. Try to help them pull their arm out of a compromising position. And you don't have to tell me about second chances, Brenin. I was a thief. 10 years ago. I stole from others. I would go on heists to take prized artifacts for a guild and split the commissions between me and my heist members. It was wrong looking back at it now. I know that. So I definitely think second chances should be pursued. So that's why I partially hesitated a bit myself when you called for them to get a second chance, but I remembered back and I couldn't let murderers live. But on my last heist 10 years ago, I stumbled into a situation that was too big for me. I snuck into a powerful wizard's chamber and found a tablet of power that I tried to take with me. When I did, not magically adept at all, mind you, I unleashed something that changed me. I found myself looking before my own slaughtered body on the ground in my new form. My change didn't occur during the whatever they refer to it in this world. And since then, for a while, I said, well, this is great. I can go back to sealing and getting my things even easier now. But then I found a void in myself as years went on that no item can fill. Is just connection with others. As I continue to seek for that, I think I've found that with my new party members here. Like you, Odavius, and Primrose are unique characters and good friends of mine now. And it's something that I value it's paramount to me. So anything that comes by that tries to take that away from me must perish.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad to hear that you're still human. I really am. Maybe I'm the one who has less humanity than I thought. You said it's natural to avenge. Avenge the ones you love. And I completely agree. I'd do one more look around the room, make sure nothing has popped up in the time in our discussion. No invisible objects, no orbs, no nothing. Archer.
She's doing another check.
Sorry. I was reading through Auran's backstory to make sure I had things right. No, nothing. No invisible things popping up. No magic items. Wait, you did detect magic or detect invisibility again?
See invisibility.
See invisibility. Yeah, no see.
I have it up for an hour. So.
Yep, nothing popping in.
I'll need your help to either decide, depending on what way you see it, to be more human or less human.
Something in you triggered. You thought of a past event that made you feel mercy for these people. What happened?
I remember the life I once had.
Before what is it called?
Apocalypse.
Explosion?
The what?
The apocalypse, right?
Apocalypse.
The apocalypse. Before the apocalypse.
Before the apocalypse, it was Kara and I. We were young and in love. We didn't start on this continent. We traveled here to escape our old ties when we were very young. We were young teenagers. When we arrived here, we had nothing to our name. No currency, no food, no water, no nothing. No ties, no connections to use. It was just us. So we had to do what we did to survive. Try to do honest work after a while and get the skills that we needed to survive out in the wilderness. Kara was the hunter. She learned to hunt beasts and skin them. I learned how to build a house, lumber, chop trees, make a house for ourselves, and take care of the house, take care of the food. It took a very long time, but we did. Our days became easier. It was hard. There were many days that were it was hard. We got through it. It got harder when we found out that Kara was pregnant. We were scared, but we were also excited. And after a while, we had Addison, beautiful baby girl. This was still before the apocalypse. We were still a loving family, and I took care of Addison, and Kara took care, got what we needed to. After a while, I was able to get a job as a lumberjack. It had me traveling back and forth to different locations. As you can see, this area does not have a lot of trees, so I did have to travel. Then the apocalypse happened. Cars stayed the same. I turned into this draconic beastkin, and Addison kind of took the form of both. She had features of some scales, claws, little pointier teeth, but not full like I am. She was always afraid of it. She was always worried about what she was becoming. I had to remind her that no matter what, scales or not, she was a beautiful little girl. And then the rebellion happened. People came by our place asking for assistance. They wanted, they were telling us that they were planning to overthrow the capital using their new powers, this magic that they acquired, that they were learning about, that they felt so powerful. And I didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't want to bring my family into it. So I told them to leave, not come back. They didn't seem happy, but it didn't matter. I had to leave a few days later to continue with my job. When I came back, they were slain. They didn't perish from the apocalypse. They perished by blades.
Did you ever find them?
Killers? No. Never did. But I have a good idea that someone in this city was involved. And I want to make this city burn. I want it to come tumbling to the ground, like my life did all those years ago. Have them feel the pain that I felt losing my loved ones.
Can't imagine.
So, tell me, Auran, am I more human or less human?
I don't know, Brenin.
I don't either.
As you found, I'm no arbiter of good and evil. Just trying to get by and, I don't know, make some friends along the way. I guess we'll both find out together whether we've become more or less human.
You could help. You said you were a thief in your old days. You know
Yes.
the tricks. You know a lot more of that than I do. Where people do these shady deals. Maybe even if there's black markets and underground. maybe you could help me find them. Maybe we could help them. Maybe we can figure out just how exactly to make this city burn.
Is that why you joined the Bulwark? To find a way to take down Sulan?
Yeah. To get power.
Quite a mountain. No pun intended. I will definitely keep my ears and eyes open, metaphorically. Try to find a way to bring you closure and find out more about perhaps those that carried out the events. Thank you for sharing your story with me.
This stays between us.
Of course. It's very, very brave of you, and you should be proud for where you are, considering. I mean, the fact that you didn't give up the moment you found them, that must have taken quite a feat of courage.
Yeah. You don't. That's when I felt most broken. Was having to bury the people I thought I was going to see for the rest of my life, and they fall before me.
I'm only now starting to feel that connection to you three. Nowhere near, obviously, what you had with your family, but can't imagine. That's, we're gonna figure it out, Brenin.
Sounds good.
I'll clink. I'll stand up and offer for a warm embrace.
I'll take it.
All right.
Rest easy, and I'll walk out.
All right. Have a quick embrace and walk out, and the rest of you begin to rest, relaxing and enjoying the rest of your evening. And we wake up the next morning. Do we have a plan for next morning?
We didn't think we'd get this far.
As you I imagine everyone gathers for breakfast, and whoever is at breakfast before me, you watch me walk downstairs, and immediately on my heels is a little cat, and it's got gold. It's very gradient from like a very light gold on top down to like stark white at the paws. And it'll hop up with me when I go to sit down. It'll hop up on my shoulders. I don't act like it's completely normal.
He needs cat every character.
Every character.
I will be the last one to come down, and I'm dragging my feet.
Feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
Mm-hmm.
Prim, did you do something with your hair? Something is different.
Oh, this is Lily.
Oh, the cat.
That's what it is. It's the new fur, I guess. Yeah, I've been working on something and figured having a companion with you is always nice.
How, cute. And I'll reach out to, like, try to pet, but clearly, like, no experience with pets. You can, like, immediately read. So, like a 10-year-old who, like, not 10, maybe younger than that, who, like, doesn't really know what they're doing by petting an animal. I will do that with Lily.
Lily, like, looks up, sniffs your hand, and then immediately does the thing where they, like, bonk their head into you.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Like that.
Like that.
A good example. Hi, Esper.
Boy, if I could feel this, I'm sure it'd be very soft.
She is quite soft and quite sweet.
All right.
I will pat my hands on Odavius's back and pump 5 points of lay on hands in him to cure any disease or poison.
Your hangover is cured.
Paladins must have been the shit back in 5e time.
Sit down and eat.
All right. What's the plan, folks? Sitting down, eating?
Where do you want to go first?
At this point, I'll say the insectoid man is the one running the bar. You don't see anything of Ro anywhere.
All right, what's your name?
Me?
Yep, boss man. Insectoid
Malik.
man, he's had enough times. Huh?
Malik.
Oh my god.
Like the acid.
Malik. I feel like we should probably deal with our business first and go to this, society of, what was it, Historical Society?
Yes.
Yeah. Should probably go do that first. See where we can find him if he's there, or if we need to go out into the desert to find him.
Yeah, I'll go ask around the society area.
I'll come with you, Auran.
I'll come with too.
A bit haunted that I'm returning
Mm-hmm.
to the place, because I assume this is where
Yeah.
the heist took place 10 years ago.
More specifically, your heist took place in sort of his upper chambers. Not
But
necessarily
in this building.
in this building, but building itself. But yeah, you were more localized to his like living quarters, living
It
chambers.
was like you raided
Tower.
the fucking president's building and we're going to Central Campus, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You all go towards this historical society. You see many scholars moving back and forth, wearing long robes, kind of discussing. You see them like going over tomes, passing them back and forth between each other.
Might I interrupt this lovely exchange of knowledge? Walk up to a couple of them.
You see. Of course. What can I help you with?
Well, what are you learning about today? I was kind of peek at the tome that they're...
Well, I have my graduate student here. We're currently learning about the history of the conflict way back in the day between Talstadt and Gellen and how the two nations formed way back when.
Oh, wonderful to learn about history. Is it a young-looking person, or is it like a college, or what?
A little bit older, probably like 30s-ish, but the guy you're talking
Okay.
to right now is like 60.
Nothing more important than history, that is for sure. I was just wondering. I haven't heard. Is Professor Ozen? How do they refer to him in this city? His. I just want to say his official title rather than his full name.
Yeah, I'd say Professor Ozen is fairly common, especially when you're in an academic setting.
Professor Ozen in town. I want to know if he's around for if he's giving a class or some kind of lecture.
He gave a lecture series he's doing throughout the next few weeks of some of his discoveries he made in the Mana Rot Desert. I suspect he'll be here for maybe another week or two before he goes back on another expedition.
Oh, so he is here then.
He is, yes. If you're lucky enough to get an appointment with him, you'd have to go over to the building over there. That's usually where he situates himself and where his living quarters are stationed.
A historical building, I assume.
It is. You're kind of like on the campus of the Historical Society.
Okay. So that specific building.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure. Very well. Well, thank you for the information and continue learning.
Of course, we always
Tip my-
do. Goes back sharing knowledge of all the things.
All right.
Do you hear that with the...
He's here for the next week or so. Believe there are some lectures he'll be giving, but he should be over there, and I'll kind of vaguely point in that direction. We could try to make an appointment, but that'd be quite direct. I'm not sure how we want to.
I wonder if we can get him away from his home turf. Let me try something, and I'll try and find some people that are, they maybe not higher ups, but look like they would know the goings-ons and are like regulars.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's like professors and students all around. Do you want to go towards like a younger crowd or older crowd?
I'll
really?
go towards the professors,
Okay.
people that he might have worked with.
Sure. You see a couple professors kind of talking for a bit, back and forth here and there.
Mhm. Excuse me.
Ah, yes. What can I do for you?
Oh, hi. I heard that the rare chance to see Professor Ozen, that he was in town, and I know I'm not going to get much of a shot, but I was wondering if while he was in town, if he had any special interests, or obviously he's passionate about his work, but if what does he do to get away from it all? And I don't know. And I'll
Well,
look a little sheepish.
He's not really open about his private life to most people, but anything to do with rare artifacts or items of great worth, he usually tends to look for those things most often for things. So if you have information you'd like to share about something like that, or an object itself for him to look over and take a look at, I'm sure he'd be very interested.
There is Primrose is not wise enough to consult the party about this. There is I don't have an object, but I do have a location that he might be interested about. And I don't know if you have encountered it, but in the mountain pass we were coming through, we're actually looking for information ourselves. There seems to be almost some ancient door leading to an underground temple. Very
Interesting.
fascinating.
He spends a lot of time in the Manarot Desert where the magic was affected. He's been spending a lot of time with magic objects mostly, but he's always want to go explore.
I mean, some companions of mine and I have some personal experience with it. We weren't able to get in, but we were able to investigate the area and be more than happy to discuss it with him.
You may want to talk to his secretary then. I believe they're working down in that building over there and might be able to get you an appointment to talk about it.
Ooh, all right. Well, thank you.
Of course. Good luck.
Oh, thank you. And I'll come back to the party and explain what I have done.
I like
I
it.
mean, I think 2 birds with 1 stone, potentially.
For sure. That's not a bad idea to see what they can do with it. Can we take like a $5?
Yeah, let's take a... well, actually...
It might be time to wrap up.
I know, I was going to say, it's like
been
about
3
that
hours,
time.
hasn't it?
Yeah, all right. We'll end here and see where we
Alright.
can come back as you guys kind of get your appointments all set up and get that going.
Nice.
All right.
I
We'll
wasn't
see
trying to end
y'all.
it. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
you're good.
No, you're good. I figured it was about that
Are we
time. I was
done?
kind of looking at the clock over your speeches, so I was like, kind of ish.
Are we done with recording then?
We will be right now. Goodbye, people.
Okay.
Bye.
Hold on. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you for watching Swing and a Crit and Miss. If you liked it, give us a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And we hope we'll see you next time. See ya.